Welcome. We are so happy you're with us here. I'm Diana Brown. With me is the ever amazing
Dan Wilson, and together we are
Binge.
Bingewatch. Ooh, got it right that time. Fantastic.
Dan, you know what I think is pretty amazing? In addition to our incredible guest tonight,
I would love
this,
to find out.
this is our 12th show on 12/12.
That is
I,
very cool.
I
It's,
know.
it clearly is the convergence of all kinds of things, which may mean the end of the universe.
It might. It might mean the end of the universe, or it might mean we are just so lucky here on this December night to bring someone who will warm your heart and possibly other places. Now, I want to warn you, those watching, our dear guest, we're going to tell you all about her in a minute, she gets a little racy. So, this show, at least her part of the show, might be a little NC-17. Bring it on to warm up this cold winter night. I am, of course, speaking of none other than the amazing Famke Roumstead. Ah! Now, if
Oh,
you're not in the know, oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
no,
I'm so
no,
excited.
please.
Please
No,
speak.
no, please finish.
Well,
Finish.
I just wanted to share if folks are watching and they don't actually, I don't know how it's possible, but if they don't actually know anything about Famke, she is, by her own admission, an edutainer, a life and death coach, and she holds sexinars. She's very body positive and amazing. So get ready with any deeply personal, internal, external, or extra incredible, what's the word am I even looking for? She deals with the emotional, the spiritual, the physical. Whatever questions you have, bring them to Famke, and Famke will have an answer for you. Okay, you can tell I'm a fan.
Fantastic. And again, all those can go down in the chat, which we'll be checking throughout the show. Also, while you're here, thank you so much for joining us tonight, or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. Please make sure that you like and subscribe because that helps us become, do more of this, which is fantastic. And also, if you are curious about supporting us in different ways, we do have a Patreon. If you do a search for Binge Watch Improv on patreon.com, you can go in and toss a few bucks in the tip jar for us or contribute towards our making the show bigger and better than ever before. So that's all the business stuff. This is the equivalent of like pointing out where the exits are at the theater. So Diana gets to do all the hyping. I get to do all the boring stuff. But that said, we're past the boring stuff.
Dan, you're not boring. You make the details fascinating.
Oh, that's very
I'm
nice.
just going to go ahead. Tonight's my night for just like gushing and shouting out. I want to give a shout out to a fellow improviser who just launched recently. He launched an amazing show where he watches and breaks down improv and the things about it that he loves. And his name is Roland Lopez, and he has a show called There's Great Improv Everywhere. And we were lucky enough to be a guest on that show, and he broke down our show from the Wasatch Improv Festival. So look for that, check that out. We'll also link to that in the comments. And just support Roland Lopez and Rich Baker. They are a duo known as Roland and Riches, and they have
Who
this
you
show.
may have seen on this very show. They were one of our, not our very first guest, but one of our very first guests.
I think they were our second guest.
They were our second guest, yes.
Second guest. Dan, I'm super excited about our tonight's guest on 12/12. I want to go backstage and say hello to her. Is that okay?
Okay, just don't freak her out. Just put on your professional face. Okay,
Cool. I'll be cool.
you're
I'll be
cool.
cool.
Okay, we're all peers
I
here.
won't geek out like I did when the professionals were here. I'll be cool.
Alrighty, let's go backstage.
All right, I'm going. I'll see you there.
Hey,
Hi.
hey, Dan,
Oh,
how are you?
I'm good. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me go ahead. There we go.
I wanted to make sure here. I've got some extra hand sanitizer if you need.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Oh my goodness! I left my mask in the
Oh, that's all right. You know, I bathe in this stuff, so I don't suspect that I'm going to catch much of anything.
Okay.
We are
Well,
so
Oh,
honored.
Dan, Diana, sexy as ever.
Oh my God! You're here. It's really good. I'm wearing the mask because I'm just fanning out over here. So
Oh, goodness. Well, I should fan out on you, sweetheart. I am a big fan of yours and Dan's and Bingewatch, and I'm honored to be asked to be here. Honored.
Famke, this is the 12th show on the 12th of December. So we're talking 12, 12, 12. Boy. What does that mean? Is that auspicious?
It is definitely auspicious. Well, let me tell you, this is the year of the rat.
Yes, I think we can all agree on that. Yes.
And it really has been. You're right, Dan. It's the year of disappointment, of disingenuous people, of dysentery, of all sorts of disgusting behavior. Black Lives Matter. And we are now ebbing and flowing into a wonderful new year, 21, which is 12 backwards.
Okay, my mind is blown right now.
Yes.
Famke, I'm not going to keep our audience waiting any longer. I am going to release the amazing power that is you on our public and let the true magic begin. Dan, how about before her show?
You about 23 seconds, Famke. We'll see you on stage.
Sounds good. Hey, kids. Goodness gracious, it's good to be here. And where am I? I'm here. I'm in my being. I'm in my yoni. Diana told you a little bit about me. Yes, I'm not exactly a sexpert. I'm a sex enthusiast. And I hope you are too. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being in my room. This is where the magic happens for me. It's my bedroom. Is that where the magic happens for you? Now, I've got my my chats open in a little bit. Oh, someone says they love extreme British accents. Something tells me that's not about me. But hello, Governor. Okay, Stacey, I could do a British accent for you. As Diana told you, I love sex. I love love. I even love death. You know why? Because death is the open space of the meditation of an Om. When you Om, the quiet space is death. You cannot have your full meditation without it. Okay? So we have to embrace everything. We're embracing holidays. We're embracing good faith, good feelings, because it's been a tough year. Hey, kids, I commend you. I commend you greatly. Take a deep breath with me. Exhale, take my poinsettias off. Do. That'll come in a little while. Take my Santa hat off. Breathe in. Breathe in through your anus. And breathe out. Now that yawn sound was taught to me by a tremendous spiritual woman, a shaman. Her name is Eagle Woman. She's based in Los Angeles, and she's gone on several shamanic journeys for me. I'm a spiritual person. I don't believe in anything, one particular being, God, Goddess, Buddha, Shiva, Allah, Heavenly Father, Flying Spaghetti Monster, Gaia. Whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, I'll take it. Let it float you. Happy second night of Hanukkah for those Jewish peoples in the audience, and even for those not. We should celebrate everything. You know why? You know why, right? Because life is dark, folks. Life is dark. Hey, I'm going to start my timer here because I can go on and on and on. All right. And heaven help poor Dan and Diana Bingewatch if I go on all night. But I told them, I said I'll do a marathon, right? Because I am here with you. More important, you are here with you. Trust yourself, kids. You're all you got. Yeah, you might have family, you might have friends. Hopefully you have all those things. And you have country. This American flag belongs to all of us in this country, not just to the Trumpsters. And I have room in my heart here and in my yoni for everyone. I've had plenty of visitors, right? Okay, I'm going to start fielding some questions. Start throwing them out on the live chat. I'm not going to answer them on the chat on my iPad. I'm going to answer them here. Okay, first things first. I want you to feel your oats. Breathe with me again. Breathe through your yoni, your anus, your lingam, your nipples, your ears, whatever it may be. Breathe with me now. Inhale. Exhale, throw that football. Inhale. Sniff the flower. Isn't that right, Amy Angelilli? And toss it aside. Throw it like a wedding bouquet. Right? You got it? Yeah, I got it. I caught that bouquet because I'm getting married to myself. Okay. Any questions so far? How are you dealing? Let's see. Katrina Kamak asks, how are you dealing with the pandemic? Well, as you saw earlier, I do wear my mask. I do sanitize. I sanitize everywhere, not internally. That would be very dangerous for your vagina. So I would not ingest, but I liberally put it everywhere. But I think you probably mean spiritually. Oops, that was my keyboard going crazy. Oh, I love a wireless keyboard. Don't you? Except when you forget to charge it. So back to the pandemic. I think it's been a real opportunity, Katrina, to draw inward and ask yourself those important questions, right? To say to yourself, what's important in my life? What am I wasting my life on? What can I trim the fat away of? Personally, I'm a Zoftig woman. I'm a bit rotund. And it has made me nervous because the COVID likes fat. Like a big BBB, big beautiful woman. Well, that's BBW. But you get my idea, right? So I've been a little nervous. I've been exercising. Exercising helps the endorphins, helps your brain, mind, body, spirit. Breathe in again with me, folks. All the way up. And exhale. I've also converted part of my house into a gym. I got a stripper pole. I wanted to have that up for you folks, but I don't. It's a little more labor intensive to put one of those up than I thought it would be. So the thing that's most important is love. Where are your loved ones, including yourself, folks. Okay, you gotta love yourself, right? RuPaul says, how the hell you love someone else if you can't do the loving on yourself or something similar? And that's really key here, because when all of it comes down, if a meteor's coming to the planet, right? If something's going on, something's getting hinky, you got to be able to love yourself, trust yourself, be alone in your space. I'm sure happy to be here with you in my space, but I'm okay being by myself. Okay, more questions. Where did you get that wonderful dress? Thank you, Stacy Marshall. And I've got a great question from Diana Brown about what I like to strip to. Well, it is actually a top. I bought it at Ross Dress for Less years ago. I'm a big proponent of Ross, although fast fashion can involve some slave labor, which I don't like. So I've sort of changed my tune. Nowadays, I exclusively go to secondhand stores, eighth hand stores, whatever it may be, what have you. And I pick up things there. But back in the day, I loved it. It's got a raw silk look. Ross, of course, is not going to have real silk. I don't think. They may, but I doubt it. And blue is my color. I think anyone who knows me would tell you, Stacy, that blue is my color. Okay, and what do I like to strip to? Well, you know, it really depends on the mood that I'm in. My preference is to have people choose music for me. I am what you call a skeleton burlesque dancer. I don't hide behind a persona. I don't pretend to be someone else. I'm just myself. And, you know, it might be ba-da-da-da, you know, back in the day type music, Gypsy Rose Lee, or I am a big fan of stripping to a march. I have to pass gas. Now listen, this is something I do not do anymore. I do not hold my gas. It's dangerous. It's uncomfortable. When you greet yourself, your shadow self, Dan, you and I were talking about shadow selves. When you greet your shadow self, what do you say? Do you say, are you the opposite of me? Does that mean you're inside me? I'm inside you. Are you only darkness? They're not going to say, hey, I'm the part of you that farts, right? They are just going to be, hey, I'm the part of you that thinks of, you know, dark things. I don't want to be on camera telling you my dark secrets, but I actually am an open book. I don't mind. I don't mind you knowing something about me. Diana asks, do you pick up healing energy from the vintage clothes? Now, this is very interesting. I do commune with the spirit world. I am a medium as well. I tend to hear spirits and ghosts more than anything else. My first ghost that I experienced was a cat, and I heard it, and I was very scared. I was a young woman, and I passed out with fear. Burp. See, there again, I'm not going to hold it in, folks. I'm just not. And I apologize. Or do I? I don't know. But yes, when I get a piece of clothing from a thrift store, I do a bit of a ceremony on it. I like to cleanse it with sage. Nowadays, of course, I wash it with hand sanitizer and Lysol sanitizing detergent that has a kind of Lysol in it. And I really, really breathe in the energy because everybody deserves to be seen. So what if it was a little old lady? Let's say I pick up a crocheted blanket and a little old lady died in that blanket, let's say, and she was caught early enough that there's no Excelsior or anything like that, seepage. And I now have that blanket and I wrap myself around it and I start to feel like maybe her voice coming through. Maybe she was a Southern Belle. Hello, Governor. Maybe she was from the across the pond, what have you. And I really say, I feel you, spirit. I hear you. I understand you. I know you're gone, but I accept your energy, and it informs me and it makes me a deeper person. And then I start talking to the spirit about their sexuality. I want them to be comfortable in the afterlife and what it means to embrace your sexuality and your gender, two different things. My hair, Stacey, I do it myself. I cut it myself. I don't believe in paying for vanity. It doesn't mean I'm not vain. I certainly look at myself like a little Cary Grant in the mirror. Hello. And enjoy the way I look. I certainly have mirrors on my ceiling for extracurricular activities, sexual activities. But I also believe in a sort of holistic way that it's important to just embrace who you are. So I embrace my hair. I have a bunch of cowlicks. This guy up here is terrible cowlick. But I cut it. I used to have a full-on mullet. Now it's more of a shag. But yes, I do my hair. Okay. Who was the last? Who was the last ghost you communed with? I communed with the ghost of my fear. I was very afraid, like so many people that I know and love, afraid of what was happening in this country, afraid of what was happening to Black people in this country, in this world. Women, refugees, immigrants. I was depressed, and I worked on myself, and I laid to rest that depression. I laid to rest that fear. Breathe in and out. What are you looking forward to? I personally am looking forward to an egg sandwich tomorrow from McDonald's. That's the biggest thing. Thank you, Katrina. Oh, I mentioned Cary Grant. Yes, absolutely. That's a car. That's a car. That's a star that I really relate to. Because he created his own being. He created himself. He was named Archie Leach. He was bisexual, as am I. He, from my understanding, I don't know him personally, although we did talk once over a Ouija board for several hours. But Cary Grant was marvelous. And he was an acrobat. He did so many things that surprise you. And he was very realistic. On camera, which is not easy to do for an actor. And I loved his syncopated way he spoke. Wonderful. Yes, I can speak to pets who have passed. Stacy, I've spoken to my cat Penny. I've spoken to Tabby, a woman friend of mine whose cat was named sort of uncreatively Tabby, was a tabby cat. And I have a hard time speaking to reptiles. That's one thing. And it's not that I dislike them. I think it might have something to do with being cold-blooded. I don't know, but I just hear, that's all I hear. How do you suggest getting back into the sexual rhythm when one has lost their juju? Boy, whoa. Well, this is a question. This is a question. And I think, again, it goes back to turning inward, and it goes back to creating a sexual space for yourself. Why does my timer keep going off? Jeez. It means find what turns you on. Is it a prison movie? Is it well, no, that would be taken incorrectly, and I don't mean it like that. But is it some sort of musical, White Christmas? Is it something light? Is it a book that you're reading? You remember this? You remember this, folks? 50 Shades of Grey, right? Everybody went crazy. Did you hear that library books were carrying herpes on copies of 50 Shades of Grey? Get your own copy or get a Kindle. But listen, there are a lot of books here. This one is Guide to Getting It On. And this has all sorts of things. I don't want to show you any particular pictures in it, but get yourself some reading. Get yourself turned on and listen to yourself. Okay. One final question, and then I'm going to go into a little dance for you tonight, a little burlesque. How are neutered pets who have passed on connect to their sexuality? This is very interesting. I don't know if you ever read Anne Rice under her pseudonym, nom de plume, Anne Rougleterre. She wrote the Sleeping Beauty trilogy, I think, as a boy. You want some good reading. Whew, it's hot stuff. It's hot stuff. Her husband was bisexual. She wrote a lot of things in there, male on male. But there is something in there. I think it's in there. It might be an autobiography of a flea, which is also a very, very old erotica, which is a little disturbing in parts, but also wonderful and can get you hot and bothered. And in one of these books, I want to say it's the Anne Rougleterre, but I can't remember. There's a eunuch. There's a eunuch who feels that they can't be sexual, but they are sexual. They are missing something, right? Orgasm, pardon me, if there are those who are offended. I do have my offendometer here. Listen, if you are offended in some way and you need to let me know, you can put it in the chats. And it ranges. Our first little sections here, I am peeved. Then my feathers are ruffled. Stop the ride, I want to get off. Not like that, right? I don't understand humor. That's another section. My very existence has been called into question, right? And then get behind thee, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Something similar. Anyway, let me know if there's something on the offendometer that you want me to hit. But listen, what I'm saying is orgasm is not the only thing, right? Touch yourself with some fur. And that's where we go back to eunuch pets. Animals are wonderful. They can sort of get in touch with their own sexuality. I tell them to all the time. And they say, what do? I don't have my balls. I don't have my balls. I don't have anything else. And I don't think I was born with a clitoris, says the dog, right? So I say heat is a power that you can harness from within, but also from without. What turns you on in animal heaven, right? Okay, that being said, I'm going to situate a little bit here, and I'm going to do a little dance for you. Now, usually I have music, right? Oh, so I was talking about songs that I love. I love a good march. I love something like Genuine, right? Something like Pony, Get On It, da, do, da. I don't always remember words, but I don't have that. But I figured I have some sleigh bells. I have a sleigh bell stick somewhere that is much, much higher quality, and I can't find it. And I like to talk through my burlesque. Even something as mundane as my readers can be sexual. And my buttons, my flare. Oh, and something else. Use what you have, right? I've got some garland, some lip garland. Use that. 'Tis the season to be child. I also like a little bit of like a spoken word. I strip tonight. Isn't it upright? Not really, because I love myself. Not really. There's my Ross Dress for Less shirt. Now I've got my Hugh Hefner pajamas. I do need to change my buttons to Velcro. That is something that I realize in my multitude of burlesques. Santa, come down my chimney. Santa, come see me. I was going to say something dirtier, and then I thought, well, hell, there might be families watching. Don't wish to alienate. Santa baby, da 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 da. Show a little shoulder, bra strap hanging down, or maybe it's on purpose. There's my nutcracker sticker. So that's something else. Just have fun with it. Right? And look, I've got rolls. I don't mind. I don't care who sees them. Because I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my oats. You think Lizzo cares about her rolls? Maybe at times because we're human. But seriously, folks, being sexual belongs to everybody. Right? Listen, folks, I'm thrilled as punch to be here tonight. I couldn't be happier to have been asked to speak with y'all and field your questions. I adore that Bingewatch. They are my host. They're your host. And now is time for the main event, right? Let's welcome Bingewatch.
Oh, 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 oh.
And we're back.
Oh, Dan Wilson, I see you got your mojo horizon.
Yeah, but I'm going to stay dressed, though, because I just look really fly in this outfit. So.
You look hella fly, and we match, so I'm going to stay dressed too.
And I just used the word fly unironically, so I think I have truly aged myself pretty clearly to the audience.
Dan, I just said Mojo Rising, which I stole from a Doors song. So clearly, I'm not exactly hip with the kids today.
Hello,
Can we please give it up for our amazing guest, Famke Roumstead? I have to say it that way so I say it properly because I was pronouncing it improperly earlier.
Well, it's good we can grow as people, and we are always able to embrace the reality of others in a better and more truer fashion.
Well, she has really taught us to embrace our truth and ourselves and, the parts of us we love and the parts of us we're like, we're not so fond of. We got to love those too, right?
Well, speaking of love, we had some folks put things in the chat that they love to watch.
Don't you love how Dan does a segue?
Oh, A to B. So we've had some interesting options down here. We've got Murder on Middle Beach, which is a true crime It's I guess you could call it a documentary, but it's like I guess more of a dramatic reenactment. I suppose I haven't actually seen it, but I did a little bit of
Either.
reading.
Yeah.
Undoing, which is also a lot of skullduggery and secrets and lies,
There
and
seems a lot of skullduggery, and then there are some cults on here too.
yeah, we have documentaries about Scientology and strip malls, as well as the show Seduced, which is about I guess the same cult that The Vow was about.
Hold on, Scientology and strip malls.
Those were two different documentaries.
Talk to me about the strip malls.
Somebody was watching a YouTube documentary about about a restaurant that was in a strip mall, a Michelin level restaurant in a strip mall.
How many stars did it have?
Well, I'm guessing all of them, given the fact the documentary was made about it. All the stars were made, and then
All
of
the
course
stars.
our ever so popular classics of The Crown and The Queen's Gambit
Hmm. Hmm.
on everyone's lips nowadays.
So what are you feeling tonight, Mr. Wilson?
Um, I'm kind of loving the idea of a little bit of crime and dastardly behavior. So let's go ahead and hit. No, I haven't seen Undoing, but I do generally know it's about a woman whose life is turned upside down and everything is lies, and she must start anew and must create a new reality for herself. It's
She's
kind of
a
what I.
therapist. My understanding is she's a therapist, and she and her husband send their child to a private, uh, very nice private school in Manhattan, and one of the moms disappears, and then her husband disappears.
So folks are vanishing. Okay, great. So let's start with that. And what are you looking at, Ms. Brown?
Well, I was looking at that. Now I know nothing about this strip mall restaurant, but that's intriguing. And of course, you know me, I love the British, so I'm kind of leaning to the Crown too. I'm gonna make you call my tiebreaker in my own head.
Let's go for the strip mall because we've done The Crown a few times.
Okay. All right. I know nothing about this Michelin show in the strip mall, but we're gonna take the show in the strip mall, the documentary in the strip mall, and mash it up with
The Undoing, because Bingewatch has never shied away from doing shows we've never seen before.
no, no. So stick around for the very first episode of.
Starred.
Did you come here to eat or just look handsome?
Can I do both? I would
You
like
can do both.
to do both, if at all possible.
Well, look, I'm just the host of this restaurant, but I'd sure like to host you.
I came here looking for a cheesecake factory, and I saw that you have all the Michelin stars. How did you get them all? Did you take them from other restaurants here in the mall?
No, that doesn't really work that way, but I like the way you think. As
I-
if somehow we had the magnetism to just suck the stars right off another restaurant.
I like the way you say that. I'm not from these parts, but I came here on a cheap flight. There was nobody on it because of the COVID. I got to spread out across the entire row of seats and claim the plane as my own.
I've always dreamed of that. Just sitting there and looking left, nobody. Right, nobody. In front of me. Okay, there's a flight attendant, but besides that, to own the plane, your own flying palace of your own desires, as many honey nuts as you can eat.
But you have
Sorry,
to work backwards. No, don't apologize to me. Never apologize for your passion. I have been training my entire life. I used to man spread on the school bus, and then I've been man spreading on the metro for years, and finally I have man spread across an entire plane, and now I want to man spread one of your booths.
ordinarily I'd find this incredibly insensitive of you, but there's something about your manspreading that seems, how do I put this?
European.
That's what it is. It's European. It's not like, just I don't know, soy boy from the missions come over here and is wanting me to, like, switch something out of. Oh God, that was a pejorative. The guys in the back keep telling me that I've got to stop treating vegetarians like they're not people. That's so wrong of me.
No, you must embrace your truth. The vegetarians, and even worse, the vegans. I mean, look at me. Do you think I've gone one day without having eggs, meat, cheese?
Oh my God. You don't understand. You see, this restaurant, with all its glorious stars, and I admit I don't cook, I host, but they're threatening. They're threatening to take all the meat and dairy off the menu. They're even threatening to take away the fish and
No.
make it all plant-based. And while that's great and all, and I feel better about the animals, I'm gonna miss the delicious warmth of a medium rare steak.
May I call you by your given name?
Sure, it's right here.
Hello, Monique. Monique, if all the good things in the world suddenly went missing, just know that I and my extremely European charm of an unknown location, could be from any place outside of England, will still be here. There is no Brexiting me from your life.
I
Now, may I have a
suppose,
seat by the window?
well, I'm supposed to ask you one thing and one thing only. What's your name and do you have a reservation?
My name is Truth, and truth needs no reservation. It needs only a willing and open heart to come and sit in the booth with me and to feast on the flesh of animals and their byproducts.
Why do I feel like you're going to be my undoing?
Yeah, just bring it up on the back there. Yeah, just go and look. We got a number 5 at table 22. We just got to get it. I don't care what the union says.
Hey, what do you mean you don't care what the union says? I'm the new union rep. You know that. When we took this job, I said it's going to be different between us now because I'm the new union rep.
Yeah, that's fantastic, but we're missing half the staff. They didn't come in today. They didn't come in yesterday. They didn't come in the day before that.
Well, our main backer, the therapist lady, she said people are missing.
Yeah, well, the problem is you don't want to have a therapist trying to run your diet. You want people who know food, not who know, I don't know, subconscious manipulation of the psychosexual drama. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would watch the hell out of that, but that's not a good business
So
model.
would I. I'd watch the hell out of that too. In fact, we could, I don't know, we finish here, we can, well, hell, I mean, if the staff don't show up, we're not going to be working tonight anyway.
That's the problem. Look, this is why I don't care what the union thinks, because the union requires members to make a union. If there's no members, there's no union, therefore, everything falls to shit.
Look, I just got the gig as the union rep, and it doesn't pay anything, but it gives me a sense of authority. And I was watching this TV show the other day, this Famke Roumstead, and she said, no, I got that wrong. Famke Roumstead, and
Oh, it's still warm, buddy. No, please continue. Please continue. Come on.
she
I'm
said to
listening.
love and respect yourself, and right now I don't feel loved and respected by you, and it makes it hard for me to love and respect me.
Look, I understand that and I appreciate that, but we got customers out there and we got food in there and we need to move it from one place to the other. Now, I appreciate the fact you're having an emotional crisis right now, but it doesn't change the fact that food is meant to be eaten.
Food is meant to be eaten, and there's something I want to talk to you about food meaning to be eaten. I don't like the silverware we're using here, and I've been thinking I want to get a different kind of silverware. Because, the tines of the fork's got 4 tines, and I prefer 3 tines, because 3 tines you can they're wider, and the wider the tine, the more you can hold on it, right, and it holds the sauce, and I was reading somewhere that the space between the tines is it's like a metaphor for the restaurant's ability to feel you.
Chris, remind me again, when you're not talking to me about silverware, what do you do around here again? Let me think. Oh, that's right, you bust tables. Are there any tables that you might use on the bus right now?
Okay, when you're not telling me I should be bussing tables, what is it you do around here?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm the head chef, meaning I boss all the other chefs around to thank you finally and seriously? I can't serve that crap to nobody. Like, look, you're the union rep, fine. He's part of the union. He's the only person here part of the union, but he's your responsibility. I want you to stop being a bus boy or a bus person. I don't want to be gender specific. And I want you to go in there and I need you to cook. Someone ordered the vegetarian platter with lamb and goat cheese.
Oh, well, that would be,
A violation of our code of ethics.
yeah.
So here,
Care of it.
you want to become top dog around here? You want to go from beyond the busboy union rep to being a chef? There's an opening. It's not being a scab if there's no one around here to pick it.
So you're saying I go in that kitchen, I make culinary magic, and I get to move up the ranks?
You do. And you get a raise.
I'll do it.
Good. And then when you're done with that and we got a happy customer out there, we can talk silverware. But that's a budget thing, so first we cook, then we shop.
Okay, but I'm putting on a chef's uniform.
Good. Look the part.
Mother? Mother?
Yes, darling.
Something dreadful has happened at school today.
Oh, good. I do like it when things interesting happen.
I know, and then you want to discuss them.
Well, I do if they're interesting. I mean, by dreadful, do you mean that, I don't know, somebody tortured somebody else, or possibly somebody set fire to the teacher's desk? Or was there a scandal in the teacher's lounge?
Well, here is the understanding I have. I was the one that did something dreadful.
Oh, good.
There was a fire in the teacher's lounge.
Oh, better.
I set it.
My little girl.
I have the most wonderful mommy in the world.
Your mummy spends all day listening to the twisted minds of other people, and she just has to bring that home and channel it into motherhood.
Everyone says I'm truly the product of your upbringing. What does that possibly mean?
It means as the mother, so the daughter. Apple tree falling, it's all whole metaphor.
Mother,
Darling.
there are nights I awake and I can't quite tell if I'm still dreaming or fully awake, because even in my dreams it happens in my bedroom. I'm alone there, but I hear calling to me far away. Something or someone beckoning me to start fires.
We all have inside of us a voice. And some folks, it takes them an entire lifetime to let that voice out. I'm so proud of you, daughter. You have found your voice and you have given it life.
Mother,
My baby girl.
I don't like the compulsions I carry sometimes.
Oh, you don't have to like them.
Oh.
You have to obey them. And obey them where I tell you to, because now that you've released the fire inside you, I have some businesses that need to be attended to.
You mean like the abomination? You said that a Michelin restaurant should never exist in a strip mall. The only things that belong in a strip mall are nail salons, wig stores, and day-old bakeries.
Yes. But I got it in the divorce. I was saddled with it by that monstrosity you call father, wherever he may be.
Mother, there are those at school that say I'm an elitist, a classist, and a basic little snob.
Good. I'm glad they can see quality in breeding.
I want to please you and I want to follow my voice, and yet there are times that I think we don't understand other people, that we're too comfortable and that we have no empathy.
Darling, listen to me. Over the course of my life, I have had people up and vanish on me. Your father being one of them. Just out of nowhere, gone. 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 Sometimes that requires a little help.
Mother, will I be gone one day?
Of course not, my dear. You're an asset, and you are the fruit of my loins.
In class the other day, we learned about assets and liabilities.
And
And
you,
when an asset ceases to be an asset, it becomes a liability.
so you must never stop being an asset then. It's not
That's a
so
lot of
hard
pressure.
finding a useful in the world.
I spoke over you, Mother. I apologize. Please
It's all
repeat
right.
yourself.
I simply said that you must therefore never stop being an asset, and that it is useful to find your place in the world and stick to it.
But sometimes I want to know what it's like to strive
That's good.
and help others.
Well, you help others by helping yourself first. Let's go to the restaurant, and you can help Mommy.
We'll have dinner.
Afterwards. Mommy's been cleaning house of the staff, and it's time to go ahead and put the whole thing down.
Like our puppy who was unwell.
It was for the best, darling. It was for the best.
I'll get my coat.
I must say, I have waited for so long for this food that I begin to think it does not exist. But that is fine with me.
Let me just draw this curtain. Oh, I see you ordered me the vegetarian plate with lamb and goat cheese.
I did. They said it could not be done, and I said, no, you have all the stars. You will find a way.
I'm gonna be fired. I'm supposed to be the host, and yet you're hosting me in this fabulous banquet booth.
You know, there are times when all of reality needs to become undone to make a new reality in its place.
Hmm.
Today I make reality with you.
I didn't even ask you why you're in town or what your occupation is. Oh my God, when you look at me like that, all I can think about is dessert. Wait, that came out wrong.
Would
All
you
right.
be too terribly surprised if I told you that I was a food critic?
One of those? The chef says that food critics are parasites, that they produce nothing of value on their own. They just feed off of the efforts of others. I don't know if I believe them, but that's what they say.
Do I look to you like a parasite? Like some vicious thing that latches onto a host and drains it dry of all of its joy and essences?
Wait a minute. You did say the word host, and I am a host.
This booth is lovely, don't you think? We could
Hold
possibly
on,
stay here for.
buddy. You're him, aren't you? I know who you are now. I've read your column. You suck one member of the staff in, you get all the dirt on the place, and then you write a review that takes not only the restaurant down, but that individual with them. You don't like me. You don't love me. You're just using me. You are a parasite, and I am. I'm the host. You're the parasite, and I'm the host. And
Do
this
you
is far
really
too
think that
literal.
any random man would come in off the street, take one look at you, and immediately fall so madly in love that
In a
he...
Hallmark movie, yes.
This is no Hallmark movie. This is reality, and the fact is, you are in this with me now. They have footage. There are security cameras. They know you came to the booth with me. They know you're in here with me now. They will never believe anything you say.
I'll turn state's witness. I don't know what that means, but it seems appropriate in this moment.
You are only witness to one thing: the rebirth of this place, or its complete undoing. Have you not noticed the fact that our food is not coming? It has been 38 minutes by my very precise watch.
I know by your clock, by your foodometer that you always put at the bottom, the series of small clocks that show time to be seated, time to be greeted and seated, time to be greeted and seated and meated. And you're not going to get meated in this restaurant, but I've been had. And though this may not be a Hallmark movie, but it should be, because the holidays are coming. And what the hell are the holidays without a Hallmark movie? I don't know what it's like where you come from, but I need an artificial tree with a lot of lights on it, Hallmark movies, and slippers I bought on sale at Target, and you clearly do not fit that profile.
I find your anger entrancing. Beautiful, even.
Really? Or are you just
So
sucking
much.
me in again?
Would I do that to you?
I don't know.
No. Oh, I have spread myself all across this booth. The confidence I have on me, the assuredness. It has
No,
been...
I have to. No. This was a plant-based restaurant with just a few things to keep a few of the regulars happy that we kept far away from the vegetables. And I was proud of the work I did here. Okay, I was bored, but I had my dignity. And now you come in here with your song and dance and your man-spreading and I liked it. I was tired of the soy eaters, and I was tired of the faux meats, and you made me long for a cheeseburger, and God, you're attractive. I'm a wreck. I'm gonna claw my way out of this booth, lock myself in the ladies' room, and text the kitchen and tell them to throw you out of here.
You're not going to do that.
I'm
The
not.
code is already up. They have already failed. This restaurant will be destroyed by my reputation, if by nothing else. But you will come with me, and I will get you a burger. There is a Five Guys in this strip mall, and they will give you all of the hot beef that you need.
I guess I have nothing to lose now. I've crossed over to the dark side. Fine. If you're a gangster, I'm your mall. I'll do your bidding. I'll do what it takes. I don't have a place here anymore. I'm gonna give back the little necklace of the 3-tined fork. I'll leave it here as my way of saying goodbye. In my little book that I keep nice things people say. In my souvenir napkin. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sentimental.
no, please. You're emptying out your entire purse. It's very interesting. It's a very big purse.
And I should probably freshen my lipstick before we go. Those burgers are juicy and it'll just come right off. And if you see me without my lipstick, you won't think I'm...
A dish? Oh, I already think you are a dish. Come. Let's go have American cuisine. The only thing your country was ever any good at. The burgers and the fries.
So this is what it feels like to break bad.
Hi, little girl. I don't know where your mommy is, but if you could stay over here in the kitchen until we can find your mommy. We the host has gone missing, and we don't really know why. But if you could just, we're just going to leave you here in the kitchen for a while. All right?
Hold on. My mommy invested in this restaurant.
Yes, we know. We're very grateful.
She doesn't like it.
We're doing the best we can. The staff keep vanishing.
My daddy vanished.
I'm sorry.
And a mummy at my school vanished.
I'm I'm sorry for that too.
Well, I'm sorry people here are vanishing.
It seems to be a thing, I guess.
You
Look
seem
there.
nice and very, very middle class. I don't know many middle class people, but I'd like to.
You seem very sad for a rich child.
I've always wanted to know two things. What's it like to eat a Pop Tart? And what's it like to work for a living? It seems hard.
It is a challenge. I don't know if I could ever
I'm
convey to
sorry,
you what it is.
eating the Pop Tart? Is that a challenge?
Don't tell anyone I showed you this.
All right.
Just wait here for just a moment.
Okay. I wonder what that's for.
I hide these in the back. The staff have them as snacks between meals.
It crinkles like Christmas wrap.
Some would say it's not really food. It's nothing more than sugar and flour, which really is all any other baked good is. There's really only one good kind of Pop Tart:
Frosted.
brown sugar and cinnamon.
Take a bite. I daren't.
This feels weird and dirty doing this with a child in my kitchen.
You're just eating and I'm just watching. How could that be weird?
I don't know, folks have all kinds of kinks.
I don't know what a kink is. Except late at night when a voice calls to me and tells me to set things on fire, but I don't think that qualifies.
Oh,
I think I've said too much.
I think you've said exactly what you needed to. Maybe I won't leave you alone here in the kitchen.
I'm rather glad because I don't like being lonely.
Here, you should take this Pop Tart. You should just keep
Thank you.
that. And let's go in the break room.
Oh, that's my phone, not the Pop Tart. I
We're
want
about
to take
equally
a bite.
different. Just
I can't.
follow me. We're going to go into the break room. That's where we've got a bus boys acting as the chef, or bus girl, bus person acting as the chef for the first time. We'll just come together into the break. Hello, Chris? Do you hear that? The silence.
Yes, it's very loud.
These voices that you hear, do they come from inside you or outside?
I've always thought they came from inside my dreams.
We had customers once. What's that? Behind you.
I don't want to turn around. I'm normally never afraid of the voices, but I'm very afraid now.
I can't look away, but you need to see what I'm seeing. And that's our show.
Thank you.
That was not creepy. That was fun.
That was really fun. Thank you so much to all those watching for your suggestions. That was really different, Dan. I really enjoyed doing that with you.
Well, we are going to go out of the year with an undoing of ourselves. But what we're not
Apparently.
going away with entirely is the joy of this project, and we're going to come back in season 2 in January. And let's also bring back someone who has been vanished for the last half hour, but truly is still here with us.
Please, Famke, return to the stage so we can tell you how much we love you and how much we appreciate you. Yes, please give it up for the amazing Famke Roumstead.
Oh, that was a tremendous, tremendous story you told. It was very deep and touching and dark and a little spooky and very wonderful. Congratulations.
You are most gracious. Thank you so much. Please tell us where folks can find you.
Well, that's a good question. Most of the time I'm here in my room. But I do have a YouTube show. It's called Famke Roumstead's Quickie 60. I've taken a little bit of a hiatus, but I will be back soon in the new year. I'm on Insta, Famke Roumstead's How to F. I'm on Facebook. I have a page run by my manager, Nicole Marks.
Oh.
And let's see, I don't Twitter very often, but after this COVID thing, I do a lot of burlesque hosting and performance art here in Salt Lake City area, which is where I live, in a great show called Gonzo Rising. So be on the lookout.
Absolutely, we will. We are just honored to have you here to close out our 2020 season, the first season of Bingewatch and Friends.
Congratulations.
Oh, God, thank you. Again, I must apologize for just sort of fawning when I first had the privilege of seeing you.
Well, I'm a big fan of yours too. Thank you for having me. And I think you all are so terrifically talented. It's wonderful to share a bill.
Thank you.
What a dear she is.
Well, like a fawn, I think we have found our legs. And on that note, shall we bid all of our wonderful audience a fair adieu and a happy new year and holiday season?
I think we should. And please be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, stay safe, wear a mask. And of course, we will see you in 2021.
Bye, y'all.